Gunning with who you with, Kirk, though.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started. Hopefully, y'all had a great day
I'm
today.
out. I'm out.
It wouldn't
Welcome
be
to speak. I'm
allegedly
out.
because he was.
Welcome to speak. I'm out. Welcome to speak. I'm out.
Why, those
Welcome to
must be
speak. I'm
some
out.
good wings.
I'm out. Who you with, Kirk, dog?
Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kirk Dog. I'm M. Who You With, Kirk Dog. Man, y'all don't understand the trouble that I've been going through tonight because it been a lot going on trying to get online, and I guess my computer is still on vacation or something. I don't know what else, but we're in the house. We back live tonight. Welcome to the show. T-Cal is in the house. I appreciate you for always supporting the show. um I'm a um, so thank you for always supporting the show. Tonight we're gonna hit on a couple of stories tonight. I know it's been a lot going on in the last couple of days, but we're gonna hit on a couple of stories tonight. We not gonna be long, but it's gonna be strong. So and you know my girl is waiting in the wings to come in. We will bring her in just a minute. Hopefully she don't fall asleep on me. Um, because it took me a while to get online. And I'm trying to make sure we have all our systems up. I don't know what's going on, but hold on real quick. Uh, T-Cal said I just seen the new intro and I love it. Yeah, I'm trying to do it, make it a little bit shorter. I don't know how long they're gonna keep that particular intro on there, but a night like tonight, we're going kind of we way behind schedule. So because I've been on vacation, I guess my computer is still on vacation. They want to cooperate, but want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, uh Twitter. D Live is in the house. I know I said Periscope, but it's no longer existing. Oh, my girl Miss Risky is in the house doing the night.
Tired.
Join the
Had a
party.
long day. Hmm?
Join the party because I'm exhausted. I've been trying to get on here since about 10 minutes after 7. And this thing, I have no idea what's going on. And it's still not working right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, our long lost friend Radio Chaos is in the house from Canada. Man, I haven't seen him. I'm finna put out an APB out on him because he haven't been on in a couple of months. I was thinking about him today. I'm about to send an email to him. Hopefully you're doing good. Thank you for always supporting the show. Radio Chaos, my brother from Canada, is in the house. I know it's gonna be a good night now. Oh Lord, look who else I snuck in. Marcellus is up in the house. And they all oh, it's Thursday night. I know why they here now. Um, T Cal said, I feel you. It had been a long day, but glad to see you both. I appreciate it. He said, hey, radio, how are you doing? I'm glad he came back in the house. I was going to send him an email, be like, hey, man, you all right? You doing good up there? But we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live, and Anchor.fm. Live chat with us in the chat room. Um, so you could definitely communicate with us. Before we get this party started too far, want to say thank you to all the veterans that have served, the families who have had loved ones to serve. I've had plenty of members in my family that have served. Um, Miss had two uncles to serve, Robert Smith and Albert Smith, and I appreciate them. Both of them is going on to glory, and then my cousins, my sister. Uh, Thank y'all for serving. Miss Risky, you want to say thank you to anybody for serving?
That's too many people to name.
But she said
Right.
thank you.
Yeah.
um, Radio said I took a teaching gig for 2 months and was working when your show was on. Okay, I'm glad to have you back. Marcella said it's Thursday, isn't it? Hello. Hold on. Hello,
No, no,
Miss
thank you.
Risky.
Hey,
And
Marcella.
hello, T Cow. um, and so I'm glad to see that you're back. And I think I can say the game is all here. So tonight, it's a couple of stories we're
Only
gonna.
thing that'll make this right is if Evil Donkey was on.
I think he changed his name. I think he changed his name. Think he still come on, but don't forget about all aboard out of Florida. And she'll come up in here also, be like, hey, what's going on? So, and she told me she always catch the replays, so that's always a good thing. Excuse me. Um, Couple of things we're gonna hit on. Scott Fairlamb. Uh, so far, he got the highest sentence from the January 6th Capitol Hill attack. He actually received 41 months yesterday. So he's sentenced to 41 months. He's a New Jersey man charged in Capitol riot, sentenced to the harshest prison term yet for January 6th insurrection. He brutally assaulted a police officer. He's an ex MMA fighter. I'm surprised he didn't get more. They was calling for 44 months, but they gave him 41. Um, he did was seen on video attacking a police officer at Capitol Hill on January 6th. He's ex MMA fighter. And the picture I'm looking at, he actually holding look like two assault rifles in one of the pictures smiling, which is not a surprise to me. So uh,
But it's funny, like, I guess he denounced QAnon. Uh, um, and they said, let's see, I guess he had a change of heart when faced with the consequences of his actions. So it's funny, like jail time and getting sentences changes a man's heart all of a sudden.
yeah, he must. Somebody must tell him Big Bubba was waiting on him or something. I don't know. Said, hey, come on down. They
And
were
since he
picking
denounced his group, they'll probably give him right over to Big Bubba
exactly. Be
and,
like,
and Cletus, Cleophas.
you go on over there
You
with
don't
them.
want to be with us.
So it's amazing how a lot of them have went against QAnon and all of this after the fact, but they didn't have
Of
enough
course.
sense to realize what they was doing was wrong, and they wait until they get sentenced, kind of like little Becky at a Plano that was sentenced last week, um, last Thursday. Um, she just knew she wasn't going to jail. Said, I'm not going to jail because what she say, because I have blonde hair, white skin,
Hmm.
something she said.
Something
She
along those lines.
Yeah, said she wasn't going to jail. Well, she gonna do her 3 months. And no, 2 months. Is it two
Yes,
or
the
three?
60 days. So
What the
2 months,
Yeah,
which is
two
like a
months.
slap on the wrist. Like
And then
that makes no sense to me, but whatever.
she probably gonna also get off behavior or something. They'll find a reason to let her out early.
Yeah.
So now if they send her to here in Texas, which they shouldn't, um, I can see uh Gabbard trying to pardon her, which is I'll be glad when next November come. for we can tell them bye. Because I'm so ready for him to go. Seem like every day is something new with him in the news. Now he doing an investigation. Um, this son bitch. Uh, now he doing the investigation on porn in the schools and stuff.
Well, the books, right? He was trying
Yeah,
to
the books.
ban books and saying that some of the material are fall in line with pornography or something like that. I'm like, please, like how that is so not what it is. I think he needs to learn what the definition is, what it is, and stay out of school. Stay out of the literature. Stay out of like because next thing you know they're gonna be like, oh, Romeo and Juliet's banned for their sexual whatever's, teenage love. Like certain things they just need to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like find
Um,
another. Like we have so many things going on in the world, and that is like the least of our worries. Like for real.
exactly. Hey, welcome to the show. I know Crow is all good, but welcome to the show anyway. Thank you for supporting the show, even though you're a troll. But
You
hey,
you think
we
he's a
okay
troll?
with it. Give him a minute and a half. You'll see. And you see the he has is Kyle Rittenhouse or homicidal charges. He got the charges on him. Still had the trial going on,
Yeah,
so
so
we
he
don't
hasn't been
know yet.
cleared yet, but
Exactly. He said, glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. It makes my day to see you come. It really does. Tell you, Paul, I said hi. But so this other story, um, one of the attorneys,
what are you doing with
Florida.
your mic, buddy?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm telling you, I'm about to throw everything at the one. They just start. Anybody want to buy a system? Uh, I give you a good discount, 3,500.
Sound like this is more like 35 cents. Like
Um,
I'll just take it off your hands
so
for 30 cents.
attorney Kevin Gough, he intimidated because Reverend Al Sharpton was in the courtroom. Gonna say it's intimidating to the jury, and let me quote. He said, let me try to say it like in his voice. We don't need no more black pastors here. That's what him said. We don't need no more black pastors here. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Well, and it seems kind of out of place too. Like, okay, and like it's because I don't see the courtroom being filled with black pastors. So, uh, and they actually have the video, I guess, of him um, saying that. But what you talking about, Willis?
If that didn't sound racist, because matter of fact, I think the judge actually, and my story not even coming up. The judge had actually said that he noticed Reverend Al Sharpton one time, and he wasn't a distraction to the court.
Right,
Nobody
like
knew he was there. So don't don't want any more blacks in here. Lawyer tries to kick out Reverend Sharpton out of Arbery trial. Um, it's a lot of going on. You need to be more concerned. Okay, where in the My computer doing all type of stuff tonight. Um, he need to be more concerned about trying to defend his client, because they going to jail. They are. It's an open shut case. Uh, um, we'll talk about Rittenhouse case when we get to it. That's why I put it last, because I knew we would have. Talking about my keyboard just not connecting. Um, that's why I put it last, for we could have a discussion about that at the end. So we'll talk about it once we get finished with these other stories. um, so a defense attorney for one of the men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery attempted to have Reverend Al Sharpton and other high-profile black figures barred from the courtroom on Thursday, and that the presence of these people would unduly influence a jury. We don't want any more black pastor coming in here, said Kevin Gunn, who has represented William Roddy Bryan, claimed that bringing these people in to sit with the victim family one after another would intimidate and pressure jury. In addition to Sharpton, he referenced Reverend Jesse Jackson, who attended the Burnswood trial earlier this week, as an example, saying, "I think the court can understand my concern about bringing people in who really don't have any ties or other political interests." Um, I'm gonna say he's wrong, because both of them is is doing um, service to all community, not just their own team, but we're talking about fighters. They go out and fight for justice, people.
Right. But
But
like I find it interesting. He's like he feels that their presence is threatening. I'm like, are they walking in with their little berets and wearing black with their AKs? Like, no. Like, what's threatening about that? A bunch of powerful black men supporting, you know, the people. That's threatening. Okay. Well, I mean, we know the story. We know the answer to that, but
yeah, we know the answer
yeah,
to that.
but like, come on, like again, move on. Please, argue your case and keep it moving.
Exactly. So I'm far as I'm concerned, if you are a good attorney, you can represent your client. It doesn't matter who's there. They not in there protesting, not saying anything
Exactly. And probably most of the jury probably don't even know who they
until
are.
you brought it up.
like,
For
for real. Like
for
I'm
the
just
simple
let,
fact,
let
some of them probably know they are, but they probably like, oh, we don't care. He's here. They mind already
right. They're like
made up.
and initially they're probably like that looks like that dude, but I doubt like they care. I doubt.
And the thing is, with this situation, I'm like, he just came in and sat down. And then one story I read before, uh, uh, talking about it was a political move. Well, neither one of them are running for office. So what political move
Right.
is it?
Like what are you talking about?
Um, I'm trying to. Okay. Oh, it's a video of it. Let me see if I can play this.
Yeah.
Um,
It's on like Twitter, I think that is the forum.
yeah,
We can't hear it.
you can't.
No. Like you hear something is going on in the background, but yeah, that's not.
You said I can't hear it. Okay, I
No.
don't know. I don't know.
But the
My
video's out
sister.
there. Just Google it because
Yeah,
it's on Twitter. And
just Google and I'll post it later on. Yeah, but that's kind of interesting. Said the judge in the Arbery case ripped lawyer a new one the other day for being rude to him. I'm he got to do something because he already have this case set up where it's uh, only one black jury on the jury, and
Yeah,
out of all those folks, they couldn't find none but one black person sit on that jury,
right.
which is the
And I think
setup.
we talked about this before, that even in the neighboring town, there's no reason for them to not have a black person represented.
Even the judge
So
said when they picked it, said, "Well, I could definitely see some racial bias in this in the
yeah.
selection of the jury." He could have made a choice to say, "You know what? No, y'all need to go back to the drawing board."
Hmm.
Um, but I could see if they do not find them guilty, I could see an appeal coming to get it.
Or mistrial or something. There's going to be
Yeah,
something going on.
they're out, and it will be another trial if they don't find them guilty.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, we are talking about Georgia, the backwoods of Georgia.
Yeah,
So, um, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Once both of the trials are over, because I was watching a little bit yesterday, and I believe the judge in the Rittenhouse case said, I believe they are working Saturday. They having trial Saturday, and they hoping to finish that trial up by the first of next week. And so that's what they trying to do. Now, bottom line is these folks are guilty. They are guilty. They need to be held accountable.
hmm.
Um, so that's the way
You
I
can't
feel
just
about
take the law in your own hands.
it.
Like that's not
Exactly.
what you do.
Even
Like
even
what is that saying? If you see something, say something.
yeah,
That's all they had to do. Report it. If you see something suspicious, call in, but don't track somebody and get a pickup and hold somebody at gunpoint because you think that they're doing something shady. It's not how it works.
now the thing is, if you holding someone at gunpoint up against their will, you can be charged for that. But here it is, we're talking about murder, point blank shooting, where they said his arm was basically almost blown off. And
So an
that was
unarmed man just out for a run, shot down. No way of defending himself. There's no threat. Like what's the problem?
yeah, it is terrible. Uh, if someone break in your home,
Exactly. Not just roaming a neighborhood and you think they look suspicious. Like what does that mean? They're too dark for that neighborhood? Like sometimes you gotta think. You can't just take the law in your own hands and start holding random people at gunpoint. That's pretty much kidnapping. And if you shoot that weapon, that's an assault or murder charge. Like you can't do that.
exactly. So, what he's trying to do is get us to start communicating about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, but we're not on that one yet. You're just gonna have to sit and wait.
Yeah.
You gotta realize my name is on the show, not Gabe. So, since my name is on the show, I'm gonna control this horse. You just hold the tail, and I'm gonna control the front of it. So I'm gonna guide us the way that we're gonna go, not the way you want us to go. See, that's the problem with most people today anyway. They want people to do what they want, but they don't know which way we're going. Just sit back and relax. Sit back and relax. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
Sit
stop
back and
trying to
relax.
make something happen that's not
Yeah,
inciting, being insightful, and because you could probably tell he was sat there all day. He's gonna argue, like he's got his argument down, but we ain't there yet. We're not falling for it.
exactly. Talking about we all
It's
want
like
what
you've
we
been
want.
waiting all day. You're like, I'm gonna say this, and if they say this, I'm gonna come back with this. All in
Exactly.
the mirror.
Radio said it's always, I feared for my life when moron put themselves in conflict and it goes sideways. You're right. That's I don't deal with drama. I walk away from it
Like
because
for real. And you don't go looking for it.
it,
Like it's
it's
crazy to
crazy.
me. Like you justify a shooting of someone who is darker than you, and it's like, well, I was fearing for my life. But he was across the street minding his own business. Like what right of it was it of yours to take the law in your own hands? Like if you thought he was a criminal, hold him, call the cops. He had no weapons. He was no threat. So no matter how you argue it, you're a murderer.
Exactly. You need to be held accountable. I'm gonna go to local here, and this is something else. I'm tired of hearing about this. The crimes in our communities. You see, um, on track down this week, and I heard about the story. I believe it was last week and a half, 2 weeks ago. This happened over in Pleasant Road at the McDonald 30 in Jim Miller. Um, so I seen the video today on with Sean Rab. Shout out to Sean Rab. Um, so they in drive through, and this car come up from the side. Well, he was finna get in his car, and then this guy got out the car, had a gun in his hand, so the guy backed away. He backed up to let him go. No problem. Well, the dude with the gun in his hand, he approached his car, and I guess the guy pulled off or something, and he shot one time, shot and killed the guy. All because he felt like he was trying to cut him off in the drive-thru, which is crazy. We need to do better than that. We as people need to do better. Take control of our community. Take it back over. Y'all know
But
who.
I also feel a lot of that could be avoided if we had better health care because mental health is something that is overlooked.
Yeah.
And you got all these cookie birds. We've been in quarantine for like what a year and a half and lit out, and people are still struggling and trying to acclimate to real life, and they don't know how to act. Like these are the people that went untreated, got cooped up with their own thoughts and the randomness of it all, and now they're doing random things, and nobody like there's nothing you can really do about it, you know, like because nobody nobody wants to pay an arm and leg for mental health. Like you're just like, well, you know what? Somebody comes up to me, I'm just gonna shoot them.
But
But that doesn't resolve anything.
most people don't understand. You could get counseling for free. Go to your HR. Say,
Well, it depends on the company, though. Not every company offers that.
hey, they don't.
Not all companies offer that. No.
Oh,
Like sometimes you have limited benefits plans at some companies. Yeah, not all. And then some companies, I know I worked for one, they were like, well, we'll give you like free healthcare, but 3 max sessions.
mm.
Yeah.
That's where they try to get them. Which I was told that if I'm not mistaken, I believe the counselor said every company have them. You just just gotta ask for them. Ask your agent. People try to pretend like they don't have it.
It just, like I said, it depends on the company because I've worked for some who didn't. And, I worked in HR. Not everybody, it just depends on how they're set up and what the company is. Because there are some companies, they try to do the bare minimum when it comes to healthcare and benefits. So, not
Yeah.
all. Like, I'd say a majority, but it just depends on where you work.
Yeah, they have different plans. I, I,
But like I said, I worked for a company firsthand in the recessions, if that.
they get to do 3 session, but their counselor always request for more.
They can
They
request it.
can
It
definitely.
ain't gonna always be approved because that's money
Well,
out of the company's pocket. And again, I've worked in benefits too.
well,
Had to
yeah,
deny some things, but like I said, every company's different.
yeah. Every company is different. Check with your HR if you need some
Yeah,
counseling.
check with your well, not necessarily HR because HR and benefits are two different things, and they may not be in the same department. But your HR would be able to direct you to your benefits representative because we get that
Yes.
all the time. I get asked a lot of benefits questions because they think we're all the same. It's like, no, on payroll, you direct them to HR and they're like, no, you need to contact benefits. And that's probably what frustrates people because they want to be able to go to a central location for all their information and everybody's passing the buck. But it also depends on how the people come come at you with them questions. But yeah, check with your benefits and see and check out what they offer. If they offer any free benefits and things like that. Um, but there may be some government funded ones like from the state. So
Yeah.
you may want to check
Check
that
with
out.
them
Your
too.
local medical centers, they may offer some free counseling as well.
Yeah, we will be having a counselor on the show next month. We're gonna pinpoint the day at the big month for we'll know for sure which day it will be. They working out their schedule, so once they get finished doing what they have to do, then we're gonna. And I'm also gonna look at trying to get someone else on before then. So if you are a licensed counselor and would like to come on, definitely reach out to me, and we can bring you on the show. But please be licensed. We will check. None of this bit T bizarre license. So uh, we will check.
I'm
Excuse
a life coach. I was certified on Google. No, I'm just kidding.
me. Hey, people become ministers on Google on online
Yeah, ordained. Yeah,
ordained ministry. Step by. So trying to do a little something. You're listening to Speak on It with Who You With Kirk Dog. I'm Who You With Kirk Dog. Miss Risky is in the house. We've talked about Cal Rittenhouse case. Well, no, we haven't. We ain't talked about that one yet. I just lied. We talked about Ahmaud Arbery case with the attorney saying he didn't want any more black pastors in there, and then felt like he was intimidated by the president of Reverend Al Sharpton. Then we also talked about um, Kevin.
go.
No, no, I'm
Oh,
lying.
no,
uh, I'm having to close my page earlier.
yeah. Kevin
Scott
Go or
Fairlamb.
okay.
We talked about him. He was sentenced to 41 months in prison for his action in the January 6th attack on Capitol Hill. And uh,
Thing is go. Go. We're
yeah,
just gonna go with go.
um, he's the attorney in the Ahmaud Arbery case that said the president of Reverend Al Sharpton is intimidated. So now we're going to move on to what Gabe came in for. he want to hear about his BFF, Cal Rittenhouse. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Cal Rittenhouse case. I don't know. I'm gonna still say the internet never
It's
lost the
undefeated.
case.
Yeah, they're
It's
undefeated.
undefeated. Uh, did you see that video when they had him trying to cry, and then they they put some talking behind it? I'm like, Lord.
Yeah, somebody gave him an Oscar, and I was like, he ain't even worth the Oscar because that like at least produce a tear. Like eyes aren't red, not one water, like nothing. Just production. It's like those toddlers, like they always you trying to get them to bed, and they're like, I don't want to, and then they basically fall out and still no tears in their eye, and then you tell them, all right, you can stay up 5 minutes, and then it just cuts off.
Yeah,
That's what he was doing.
cut it
Like
on,
he
cut
was
it off.
never taught that ain't cute, sir.
But
No,
but but he never got any tears to come out. Now
no,
his
he's
mama
not
did a good
sincere.
job though.
He's not even like produce a tear and then I'd believe you, but he was hyperventilating. I was like, if I was a judge, I'd be like, do you need a counselor? Do you need to take a moment because I don't know what this is. These little spasms and like I don't know what that is because it wasn't crying and people are like, oh, the crocodile tears. It wasn't even that. I don't know what that was.
Mm.
It was a big production over nothing. Like he wasn't crying when he was at the bar, drinking underage and high fiving the QAnons and
Throwing up gang
doing all
signs.
that. Right. Like he was proud. And now all of a sudden now he's remorseful. No.
How about
Boy, bye.
how about the point of him actually hitting a young lady when two young ladies were fighting? This was before the shooting. Two young ladies got into it. He came up and sucker punched one of the young ladies from behind. So that tells you a whole bunch about him.
Yeah. He needs a whooping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
like he was like clearly they spared the rod. 'Cause I'm
yeah,
just like, oh my gosh, like the fact that they're doing all the things to try to get him off any way they can. And I'm just like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of like these people committing these crimes unjustly and they're saying, oh, but he was threatened. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, he shouldn't have been there. And I blame his parents. Like he broke curfew and he had a weapon that wasn't his. And he went out there with the idea that he was going to shoot some people.
yeah.
Like you don't do that if and then all of a sudden somebody tries to grab his weapon and he's, oh, I felt threatened. I'm gonna shoot. No, you shouldn't have been out there.
And he kept saying he did not make plans to shoot anyone that night. That night. I'm like, what? That night? So you planned on somebody, just wasn't that night. They might need to check their weapons, see if they have any unsolved murder that was killed in that area. Cause he could have did it as a game. So, radio said every time the prosecution started tripping Kyle up on cross examination, the judge kept intervening. That's because the judge want to see him off. That's why the judge made it plain as day. I have the last say in this trial. I have the last day. Well, not the last day, the last say. Hell, I tell you, I'm tired. Had the last say in this trial. Gabe said, oh, Lord. Rittenhouse went through a lot, but I'm not even sure if he was actually crying. Like, who knows? He wasn't crying. He was putting on a show. That's just like the
He was making a
video.
lot of noise, is what he was doing, and scrunching his face up, like, oh my god. It's like, do you need your inhaler, sir? Like, I don't remember him having asthma. I don't know what that is, but it's like just he was just having a fit. I don't know what
Yeah.
that was. Like I would have thrown him out put him in a pokey and be like, you know what? You're in contempt for all that. I don't know what that is,
You go
but
sit
you
over
need
there.
to dial that back. It's almost like his lawyer was like, "All right, you need to throw some tears and be remorseful. Can you do that?" And then he probably watched some, telenovela and was like, "All right, so I got to put on a show." Oh my god! It's like, no, that's not what you do. No, we're not talking about telenovela tears. We need you to, you know, I'm so sorry. Like there's a way. Like girls do it all the time. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a ticket. No. I mean,
But
I wouldn't know. I've never gotten a ticket, but.
that
But
might
no, there's like he's just dramatic for no reason, and it's like who cares what his past is? Like he did it. I mean, they don't care about anybody else who shoots and kills somebody, and they're like, well, he had a bad day. Like, come on, a murder is a murder.
exactly. It doesn't make a
It was
difference.
unjust.
Exactly. When you grab a weapon and you pull that trigger, you got to realize it's gonna hurt somebody and possibly kill them, and that's what the prosecutor kept saying yesterday. So when he came towards you and you was on the ground and you had your weapon pointed at his chest, you didn't think it was gonna kill him.
Right? Like he was probably playing what's that the Grand Theft Auto game, and he's like,
Exactly.
ooh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to do this in real life.
That's why he was yawning so much last week. He was still playing it.
Yeah,
Um,
stayed up all night. He's like, but I did this for real. I bet if we had that audio of him talking to his buddies during the game, it'd tell a lot.
exactly. Radio said, I think the lawyers Jeffrey Tobin put it best. Good news for Rittenhouse is he's not on trial for being an idiot. Well, that's true. Uh, and I don't know why my system had really done something, because when I'm reading it on the stream on my monitor, it's small. Um, then also I'm trying to read because Gabe is all over the place. I haven't heard anything about it, but you have to think about just the fact that okay, it's not what happened before. Well, the thing is, it shows his character. It shows his character, the type of person he is, a violent person to come up and punch a woman in the face, a young girl in the face because she got into an argument with another young lady, and he walk up behind her and sucker punch her. It plays a part of his character.
Exactly.
So yeah, if it comes out, it plays a part of his character, just like in the R. Kelly trial. They brought up all his past. It plays a part of his character, showing what he's all about.
Yeah,
So,
shows a pattern.
exactly. So, well, he is 18. Well, 18 or not, he never
Well, he
should
is
have been
now.
there. He should have been at
He was
home with his
underage
mama.
then,
He was
and
underage when he used his
when he had
stimulus
that
check to buy
weapon,
that
he was
weapon.
right. He was still too young to carry that weapon.
Well,
But
he said himself he didn't intend on killing nobody that night. That's what he said. And he said it several times. And he got caught in many lies yesterday throughout the trial. So he kept saying, I had no intention on killing anyone that night. That came out his mouth.
right. I mean, the fact that he had a weapon, again, he had plans on shooting somebody. He may not have necessarily wanted to kill somebody, but a weapon like that, you're going to kill somebody. Like, come on now.
Now, and to be honest with that statement I have up on there
Mm,
about the judge is a Democrat, I don't
like,
think he is.
and
Um,
then even so, like, and
it wouldn't even make a difference. because it's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about getting justice for the family,
Exactly.
and that's the
And
problem that most people don't understand.
and I read the other day people are like, well, the people he killed, one of them was a pedophile, and Kyle didn't know that. So now he's Cleo. He's psychic now, and he's doing, he, killed this man that, this innocent bystander, and he found out he was a alleged pedophile. That doesn't justify the shooting. Like putting their past on blast to justify Kyle shooting them means nothing. That doesn't come into play. This little 17-year-old boy with an assault rifle went out there and was trying to flex and got caught and shot and killed some people. That's
Yeah,
it. He didn't know their background. Like it doesn't matter. He killed two people. Like that's why we have the judicial system for a reason. Like if they committed a crime, guess what? They go to jail, go to court, and they get judgment placed on them. Same thing for him. He's going to have to have a judgment placed on him. But there are processes in place. You can't just go out there willy nilly and taking the law into your own hands. Like,
Ex-
like I
exactly.
can't just walk up to somebody. Well, I felt threatened. Law doesn't work like that for us. Like you walk up on somebody too fast, and that's a criminal offense. You're being aggressive. You threatened their lives. Just walking to my car. It's cold outside. But yeah, like come on now.
Yeah, it's. I'm while you was talking, I was trying to find out if this judge is a Democrat or
It
a
doesn't even
Republican.
matter. Who
It doesn't
cares?
matter.
Like wouldn't even give it any time. Like who cares what his affiliations are? He could be a libertarian. We don't know. Who
But
cares? His,
um, some of the comments he made doesn't sound right. So, even about the lunch today, talking about, well, I hope they don't bring Chinese food, bringing them in on those ships out of China. So it put like this, he sound racist, and that's the only way I can put it. He sound racist. Uh, so I'm quite sure it'll be more stuff come out in this whole trial. He said, I don't seem to remember he was a 17-year-old child. He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
exactly.
There's
But
another
he
bit,
was in the wrong to begin with. He was violated the curfew. He was underage carrying a weapon, and his parents should have also been, fined or something because they allowed him to go out with a weapon that wasn't his and be out past curfew.
and that's why his best friend is on trial for purchasing that weapon for him. And then also, technically, because the weapon was not in his name, even though he paid for it, he technically stole that weapon. He took it without their knowledge. Radio said there is another video that didn't make it in that show. In that shows Kyle committing a looting. Oh, at CVS pharmacy, saying he wished he had his AR so he could shoot them 13 days before the riot.
Yeah, so he was commenting on the looters.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like again, he like no matter how you spin it, he was still in the wrong. And that's like me going on somebody's property and I have a, trespassing order. I get injured. Well, you shouldn't have been there. I'm
exactly.
in the wrong because I shouldn't have been there. I'm going to get arrested. I'm going to get the ticket. I shouldn't have been on that property. And then I got hurt. Oh, well, shouldn't have been there.
More power
Same
to you.
thing. You shouldn't have been there. He did all these things wrong, but now we're, oh, but he was self defense. He had a weapon. Like, what are we
Exactly.
like?
He
Come on
never should
now.
have been there.
Right. Like, self defense on what? Like, no, you're the threat, sir. You're a little kid with a big gun flexing and got scared when people actually, challenged you. Like, you shouldn't have been there, little boy. Now take
Never
your
should have been
medicine
there.
and start cleaning Bubba Ray's underwear.
Not Bubba Ray's.
Yeah, Bubba Ray. He from Tennessee.
Oh, okay. You gotta clean Bubba Ray's on the road. You see that old street that is way deep down off in there that look gray? You gotta clean those. You gotta
Yeah.
clean them good.
Yeah, clean with
Uh,
your toothbrush. Get all the marks out of them.
exactly. Radio said that lots of teenagers do stupid things, but few kill two people and injure a third with a rifle. And not only that, it came out they had went to they actually was shooting the rifles earlier that day. Now, here's something else that need to be concerning too, because the best friend testified that his uncle unlocked the gun case in case they needed some help that night, in case something happened where they came on his property or something. He unlocked the case. So I wouldn't be surprised if charges don't come with him opening up that gun case to give access to an underage minor.
But also, it's like he was protecting his property. So if
Yeah,
Kyle was on his property and assisting when if there were looters, he would have been well within the rights. But he went
exactly.
way off camp
He stole the gun
and
without
took
them
a
knowing.
weapon, went out past curfew, and started flexing like he was about to do something because he saw online, oh my gosh, I'm finna do my civic duty. No, you about to like what if he got shot? What if somebody with a bigger gun came up and just oh he killed somebody, plop plop? Then what?
Wouldn't have been nothing said.
Exactly. Like you be he was just a little boy. Yeah, he had a weapon.
Yeah, he
There are
was a
lots
little
of
boy.
little boys
Thought he
in
was a grown man.
right. There are lots of little boys with AKs shooting up elementary schools and junior high schools, Like, come on.
Yeah,
Were they
apparently,
threatened? No, like, boy, bye.
apparently, we received two phone calls. I believe it's Gabe. No, for sure. We're not gonna be on here too much longer, because I know we both have early morning. We got about 10 minutes left in the show, uh, and then we'll go from there. Hey, dog, Gabe, comment on your radio right now. They left a voicemail. I don't know who it is. Uh, so I'm just trying to talk this. Oh, somebody else. I guess Houston is in the hot. We'll take one call. Hopefully, ain't nobody crazy. Hold on.
Daryl? To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Speak on it.
Yo, Kurt Dog, it's Gabe.
What's going on, Gabe?
Hey, so I tried to reach you on my phone, but it wasn't going through, so I had to take alternative action.
No, I had just said on the show that you probably was trying to reach out to me, but we was in the middle of talking. So in the middle of a conversation,
I understand.
we weren't finna call.
I couldn't comment either.
You couldn't comment. What, online?
Yeah, I wasn't able to comment. Not sure why. Maybe I was being too repetitive.
No, if you should be able to comment, but if you put in some vulgar language in there, it'll block you out. So,
No, I wasn't. I was being respectful.
oh, okay. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, what's on your mind tonight, Gabe?
No, I was just thinking, about the whole Rittenhouse case. I mean, how do you think this trial is going to go? I just want to know.
Well, because of where the trial is, and because of the way that the judge is handling this trial, I feel like he's probably going to be found not guilty, not because he didn't do the killing, but because of the judge um, and his attitude toward the whole situation. Because if to be honest, the way that the
So,
judge come across, he come across as if this trial should never happen in the first place.
okay. So you don't feel that if someone's being threatened with their lives, you don't think that they have a right to defend themselves? I mean, no matter what let's just disregard the circumstances real quick, because we both know, no one's denying that Rittenhouse probably shouldn't be here on account of his age, on account of his location.
Hold on,
On
Gabe.
account of a lot of things, he
Hold on,
probably
Gabe.
shouldn't have been there.
I'm gonna say it's not probably. He never should have been there.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. He never should have been there. So let's say someone's getting threatened with their lives. Do they not have the right to use deadly force?
It's a difference. A person can say anything, but if they're not having a weapon trying to kill you or are making threats with a weapon in a hand, no, you don't have the right to just shoot someone.
Exactly. And then if he
You
felt threatened, there were officers right there. They were right behind
exactly.
him. If he
And
felt that his life was so threatened, he should have walked away. Like, these men didn't have weapons on them. They were protesters.
exactly.
So it's one thing if they actually came up there and they had a weapon and they went tit for tat. Shoot to kill. My life over yours. But he
Exactly.
killed unarmed men. So
Okay, but
now what?
under
Like, what did
the
they threaten him with? He had a
U.S.
gun.
law, in the Constitution, if someone comes up to you in any way and threatens you in any way, and you have the right to stand your ground, you have the right to shoot them. Gage Grosowitz was the prime example of life threatening. Those other two, Rosenbaum and the other guy, they were also threatening his life. But Gage Grosowitz actually held a gun to Rittenhouse's face. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay.
Gage Grosowitz, he
But
had his hands in the air, and Rittenhouse said, "Stop." And he stopped. Rittenhouse didn't shoot him. And then Gage dropped his gun down, advanced towards Rittenhouse, and pointed his gun at his face. And then, I mean,
okay,
So
okay.
you're saying
Now,
the threat was done. So the threat was over. There was no threat. The gun was down. There's no threat. So why shoot and kill?
Faces no threat.
even the attorney, he did it frame by frame with that particular incident you're talking about. Did it frame, and it did not show the guy in the gun at him. His
Correct.
hands was, but
And then
Kyle
also,
Rittenhouse had the AR-15 pointed at his chest.
exactly. So he was the
Right.
one being threatening.
And
And one of our listeners, he stated Wisconsin is not a stand your ground state.
exactly.
So he still was out of order.
Wisconsin is not a grand stand your
You
ground
gotta watch
state.
the video. He clearly had his gun pointed at his face whenever he dropped his
But
hand.
he had a freaking assault rifle in the ready position. So who was actually being threatened?
So
He was actually being
Like, turn that
threatened.
around. He had an
Right before that,
assault rifle.
right before
He
that,
pointed
Rittenhouse
at protesters, and that's not threatening. So somebody should have popped a cap in his butt.
and that
Because
was
I
one.
felt threatened.
protesters, they're rioters. They were burning down buildings.
Yeah, but see, that was
No,
also one of the things that the prosecutor said yesterday. Said
Yep.
because you had that AR-15, that guy could shot somebody. They got you from 15 to 20 feet away. So why would he come up to your face and approach you? And he could have shot you several feet back.
but also, like,
I'm having a
who
hard time.
cares? He didn't even live in that town. He crossed state lines with a weapon, underage, broke curfew to go out and shoot somebody. He wanted to live his Grand Theft Auto life because he heard the big bad rioters are out and they were just protesting. Who cares if like some bad apples who probably weren't a part of the protest were burning down buildings? Because we've seen the videos of cops starting stuff. We've
Yep.
seen those videos. We've shared those videos. But who is he? He is not the judge and jury of that town. He needed to be at home under the covers, getting ready for school.
And a whole nother
being
thing.
charged for homicide are two different things. He's being charged with homicide on 3 counts, and being there, whether he was supposed to be there or not, is not considered in the case. That's not considered in the charges. What's considered is if he was threatened or not. And in all those cases that he took a shot, he was threatened. In one being chased,
because he was threatening other people.
His
presence was threatening.
He was having a skateboard hammered over it. In another case, he was having a pistol pointed at his head.
Yeah, because he was shooting people, and he came at people with an assault rifle.
Rittenhouse was going out of his way to take a shot at this person, or Rittenhouse
like he literally pointed a rifle at people. Like he's the threat. Like no matter how you spin it, he came out there armed with an assault rifle in a public place in a group of people protesting. He's the threat.
Exactly.
He came out there with a weapon. No matter how you spin it, they were threatened.
And
he's the threat.
And the whole thing is basically one of those situations where all of this could have been avoided if he stayed home.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, and he said he was part of a malicious group, armed malicious group that came to protect the city.
It happened, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it now. Those people got killed. Gage, there's nothing that can be done about it now, other than determine the fact that, was he in the right of shooting the person on the grounds of self-defense? That's the argument.
And that's what the judge and jury will decide.
That's what the prosecution's trying to argue against, and that's what the defense is trying to argue for. I mean, there's nothing else to that. Like, whether he should have been there or not is not an argument.
But that's why we have the judicial system, like
it's homicide.
They'll figure out his punishment then.
Being argued is self-defense.
Because we can argue back and forth and we have different views, but it's in the trial and we will see what they say it is. No matter what way it goes, nobody's going to be happy because people lost their lives over something stupid.
Sorry, can you say it again?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been having some issues tonight, but I appreciate you for calling in and continue to support the show and continue to follow the show, tell people about it, and tell them to like the page. So definitely continue to support. We love having dialogues with different people. Because we don't want someone that's gonna agree with everything we're saying. We make mistakes just like everybody else make mistakes. But at this point, when it's dealing with Kyle Rittenhouse, it's up to that jury to find him guilty or innocent. From what I'm seeing, he should be found guilty. But unfortunately,
on the grounds of what?
On the ground that he shot and killed 2 people, and the fact that injured another one, and he stole a gun, never should have been there in the first place.
Well, let's not say he stole a gun because his family allowed him to take that weapon.
No, the guy
was there with him.
No, the guy testified that he took the gun without his knowledge. His friend said he took it out the house without his knowledge.
Okay.
So That's why I say he stole it.
Is that a part
Okay.
of a homicide charge?
Is that what?
I said that's not a part of a homicide charge, right?
No, that's probably going to be some other charges that is in there. But
Whether I mean, just arguing on the fact that he was there and he shouldn't have been is not an effective enough argument to argue that what he did can be considered homicide or murder, right?
Okay.
You have to argue that what he did was not on the basis of self-defense. It was on the basis of he wanted to go out there and kill people.
Well, he kept making the comment that he didn't have plans to kill someone that night. That's what his answer continued to be yesterday.
But
But all
he's being charged with 3 things. Like, and it's up to the judge and jury, not us. Like, regardless of the situation, nobody's like whether he's guilty or not. There's going to be some sides that are not going to be happy. But his charges include homicide, first degree reckless homicide for killing Rosenbaum, first degree intentional homicide for killing Huber, and first degree attempted intentional homicide for shooting Rosencroft. So we shall see. But I'm sure, like, after this, there'll be some other things that he'll be brought up on charges with, because regardless of the situation, he's a young man and his reputation's already busted.
exactly. Well, I appreciate you for calling.
Believe me, if he's acquitted, then he's gonna have the time, and he's probably gonna make a lot of money off of this. Whether anyone likes that or not, but that's just the facts. Yeah, but it's up to the jury, right? It's up to the judge. So we'll let them hash it out. My prediction's an acquittal, but regardless, half the country's going to be unhappy either way, and that's just how it goes.
Exactly. Well, I sure appreciate you for calling in, Gabe, and like I said, continue to support the show. Tell your friends, like it, share it, and click the notification for whenever we come on live. You can join us live. So I definitely appreciate it. Continue to call back, and we're gonna get ready to close out because we both have an early morning in the morning. So, but I appreciate you for tuning in, and take care.
All right, Kurt Dog. Thank you. I appreciate this.
No problem. Peace. Man, that was Gabe out of H-Town, calling in, giving his opinion um, about the Cal Rittenhouse trial. One thing about the show, we may not agree with each other, but it's okay not to agree. We can have a
And we can have
dialogue.
conversations like the responsible adults we are. Like,
Exactly. And cussing each
no
other
name
out,
calling.
being disrespectful, and all of that. We can agree, and we may not agree with each other, but it's okay. We still here. Radio
And we
said
disagree with
even if
each other
Cal
on
Walk,
numerous occasions, don't we, Kurt?
hey, don't be putting family
No,
secrets
this is
out
on the show. We've had like a little battles. It's like, no.
there. That's when you be trying to check me. Be like,
Yeah.
no. Be like my wife. No, that ain't right.
It's like, where'd you get that from, sir?
But radio said even if Cal Walk, he owns this reputation. He has this will follow him for the rest of his life. He wanted to be famous. Be careful for what you wish for.
More like
Yes,
infamous.
because actually one reason why that video went viral, it wasn't that somebody in the was videotaping this. It came out he had a friend videotaping it. He wanted to be famous, and because of that, he's famous, but it may not work out for him. who knows? It's up to the jury,
We'll see.
and it don't look good at all. To be honest with you, it don't. Uh, the attitude that the judge, um,
Well,
now
I
they
mean, it's the
just
same with most of the people viewing this case and following it. Like they again, like Gabe, they don't feel like he did anything wrong. He stood his ground, even though it wasn't his ground, and he, shouldn't have been there. Like
and
he had the weapon, and he was the threat. But they're painting him as a victim who was protecting himself. But it's like protecting himself from what? Like you came there with a weapon, looking
it's
for a fight.
it's funny how you say and say Al, I didn't get the chance to say hello to you, but thank you for always supporting the show. I said the judge come across as if he's protecting him.
He's probably
Yeah,
one of his great uncles. I'm gonna have to do a Google search on him. They probably.
exactly. That's true. I agree with you on that, radio. You never know what to expect when it's dealing with juries. Gonna happen once they get into that war room. Anything can happen. It could be a a hung jury or something. You really don't know. I know they
Or he
did
can just
release
come
some
back in 10 minutes and say, "Not guilty." Open the shut.
exactly. Talking about, can we get our lunch before we do this?
Right. Like we don't want to be here any longer. Dexter just came out. I
And
need to
then
watch
that's
it.
another thing. That's another thing. A lot of people end up once they sit on a trial, they ready to go home to their people. And with doing that, they either gonna go with the majority of the votes, either not guilty, just to be able to go home. But we shall see.
We'll see.
So yeah, I'll tell my yes, Dexter is good. You know, it's a show that came back on. I had no idea back
What?
here.
Oh yeah, this is the final season.
I thought last season was
No, this one.
the last show.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I need to catch up on it because
Yeah,
I
you're
seen
about three
a
shows
article.
behind.
I don't have. I need to. Radio said I saw that was actually at the ride that night in Kenosha. Radio, give him my information. See if he want to come on the show's hand. Uh, uh, I give him my information. Tell him, hey, if he want to come on, give his view of it. That's the best way of doing it because if it's that was there on the scene, they would know more than what we've seen on the TV. So, uh,
And then to answer,
talking about
say insecure.
insecure with Lisa Ray, insecure. I seen it was some baby mom drama or something. They was
Yeah,
co-parenting or something. Uh,
yeah. They trying to do some.
so I'm gonna have to do a. I guess I probably can do it Sunday.
Yeah, they're not long shows. What
Get
are
it.
they, like 30 minutes?
I no, I
You
don't
can
know.
you can watch sit and clip your toenails and watch the show. You be all right.
Oh, okay. He just up there visiting. I don't know where to reach him. That's cool. If you run across him again, tell him he more. I seen a couple episodes of BMF and it is good.
I've
It
seen
is good.
the promos for that, um, but I don't know what it is. But everybody's watching it, and then Yellowstone is on my list to watch. I watched the first 5 minutes, and then I haven't gone back.
Is that Yogi Bear?
No,
Yogi
You know what?
Yogi Bear and
No,
Boo Boo.
no.
When I see Yellowstone, I'm thinking
Of course
Yogi
it is.
Bear and Boo Boo.
Just say no, kids.
Uh, okay. Uh, so, okay, we'll have to discuss that some other time. But yeah, so I know we had some issues tonight, so we was about 30 minutes late getting on. I think I think my computer did that on purpose though.
Probably
The
because you know what? It sounds like you need to get one of them new Black Friday deals and get you a new laptop. That's what that sounds like to me.
but I have a Mac. Uh,
Now that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Say no more. Get you an HP, you'll be all right.
I think before the end of the year, we're gonna do shows on service, shows on uh, doing business with different business that don't respect
Business,
you.
you drew that out. That southern accent.
Well, because it was I was thinking I have to tell you about
Like,
that out there. I
can I
was
borrow some sugar?
no, because
Business.
right now I'm kind of pissed off at a couple of folks. Uh, 18 one, which I
Oh
told
Lord.
them, uh, this marriage is about to be over. Um, that's one of them. Then I seen some hot mess yesterday, which I'm gonna just say real quick and affect me. Well, in a sense, it did because I mean I'm just trying to get somebody get on this plane. Same to say, Al. But airport, we was breakfast before we got on the plane, and we went by Auntie Annie, the little presser place or whatever. So they had those sausage rolls. So this worker that was there and his sister that was in front of us, her and her husband. Well, the sister trying to show the warmer. Well, the worker didn't want to come over to the warmer to see exactly what she was talking about. She was asking about. She wanted to stand at the register, and she just kept repeating herself. And then sisters were like, uh, "You need to bring your tail from over the register and come see what I'm talking about, because I need to get ready to go." This went on for damn near 10 minutes. I'm going both sides. I'm gonna say it because when it all done, the sister ended up getting a damn uh, presser dog. And lady come over there, which I understand because you paying they not cheap. And this young lady didn't want to leave the register to come see what she was putting in. So customer service, look, I understand you in customer service. Do what's right.
They're
Yeah.
not paid well enough to give you good customer service
Lord.
nowadays. You get the bare minimum. You get service. That's it. They took the customer out of it.
Well, true. Well, also, I'm also maybe talking about. I had some bad experience this weekend, but we'll talk about that on another show. Because I'm trying to get him an opportunity to correct it, and if not, we'll talk about it. And go with it like that. So Miss Risky, I know we on here much later. I see your eyes getting heavy. So let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me online at RSKEE on Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. rskeebooks.com. You can check out my works. My books are online as well on Amazon, Barnes Noble. If you want to send me a message or a history idea, something to research, you can send it to rskee@yahoo.com.
Okay. Then also you can look, pull me up online. But if you're gonna send me a message, it's best to send me a message online, on the page online, because I will get it much quicker. You can always email it for some reason. Uh, I'm doing better at doing my emails, checking my emails. Um, I just get so busy and right now I'm at 58, but I actually cleared them out earlier again because I was at 300 or something. Um, so you can always send me an email at who you with kurtdog at mail.com, who you with kurtdog at mail.com. And if you have topics or if it's something you want, definitely let us know. We would definitely to you. Um, and also, oh, we will announce our end of the year show soon, and we away some goodie bags. So definitely let your friends, family, um, your your circle know that we will be giving away some goodie bags toward on the end of the year show. But you need to invite though, like the page, click the notification, subscribe, whatever platform you are on. Because next year we're looking at doing some major things, but it's going to take all our help in order to do that. So definitely do that. You can always uh, subscribe to the show. If it's something you want us to do, let us know. Uh, oh, um, you can't hear me now? Or did that come in earlier? Oh,
Who are you
my.
talking to, dude?
No, I just read a text from you. I guess that was,
Like that was like 10 hours ago.
oh, that was at 8:28. My bad. But other than that, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming on, allowing us to invade your space and your time. It mean a bunch to the both of us. And continue to show. But before you leave those pages, please like, share, tell a friend, click the notification for whenever we are live. You can come be a part of the show. You can always chat live with us and also call in just like Gabe did. So until Sunday night, we love each and every one of you. See you Sunday night. Peace.